What's going on, Titans fans? It's your boy CD back again with another episode of TitanUp 2day. On today's show, we're going to give you a quick update on the injury status after Friday's practice, as well as me and the team are going to predict the last 15 games of week 1, and we'll end with my favorite segment, bold predictions. It's going to be a good show. I cannot wait to bring it to you guys, but there's no need to delay. Let's get down to it. All right, you guys, welcome back. Let's go ahead and jump headfirst into this injury report to see what the status is of our players after yesterday's practice. All right, you guys, as you can see here, Jamil Douglas and Derek Robertson both did not participate again in Friday's practice after Thursday, where they didn't participate either. Kenny Vaccaro with his non-injury, he was on the list on this report yesterday because he missed practice on Thursday, but he was a full participant for Friday's practice. On the other hand, some bad news, outside linebacker Vic Beasley with his knee did not participate and has been downgraded from a limited participant on Thursday's practice. Corey Davis, hamstring, was a full participant. We'll touch base on that here shortly. Darrington Evans, hamstring, was a limited participant again. And we had a couple additions, or a few additions. Adoree Jackson with his knee was a limited participant. Dennis Kelly as well as Roger Saffold both did not participate and practice, both non-injuries. So the first thing that jumps off this injury report to me is Adoree Jackson being a late in the week addition. This is not something that you ever want to see. You want to see people trending in the positive direction on a Friday practice, not in the negative direction. We'll see how this looks moving forward for Monday night. Hopefully it'll be a healthy play and no issues. And this is just like precautionary or something, but we'll see something. But a knee, it's never really a good thing to be having a limited practice. The other side, Vic Beasley, it hurts. He goes downgraded to did not participate. Again, we brought him over for depth. The first person that comes to my mind is Harold Landry. We need to keep him off the field. He was playing 90% of the plays. We need to get him some rest so he can rush and be healthy for longer. This week we're playing at Mile High. That's already hard enough to run around and stay fresh for an entire game. But there was no preseason, so conditioning will be an issue for all of our players. Depth at an outside linebacker is something that we will need for sure. The positive side, Corey Davis was a full participant. That is amazing. I'm really happy about that because that's trending in the positive direction, and he looks like he'll be starting across from A.J. Brown, and we'll be doing some damage in the passing game, as talked about yesterday. So let's go talk about the Broncos. As you can see here, Mark Barron with his hamstring and Von Miller with his ankle did not practice again. Bradley Chubb with his knee was a full participant, was an upgrade from yesterday. Graham Glasgow with his ankle, full participant as well, upgrade. Hamler with his hamstring stayed the same, limited. We'll see how that works out for them from a wide receiver perspective, because you'll see here in a second. That tight end, which I still don't know how to say his name, with his ankle was a full participant, so he'll be out there, but he's not the tight end I'm really worried about. I'm really worried about Noah Fant. Cortland Sutton with his shoulder downgraded from limited to did not participate, so that could be something that we'll be talking about in the future for Monday Night Football, because they have limited weapons as it is. And safety Trey Marshall with his wrist was a full participant as well. So now that we got the injury report out the way, let's go ahead and predict these last 15 games of week 1. But before we do that, I want you guys to know where my mind is. Whenever I'm making these predictions, I'm thinking about a lot of things, but the word of the first quarter of the season is depth. Depth. The reason why I'm saying depth is because there's no preseason. Conditioning will be an issue. Lack of tackling, there's a lot of stuff that's going to go into this, but conditioning will be the number one on my mind, because guys who normally play 50 snaps a game will probably be playing 35 to 40 to start so they can get their win and get moving. So whenever you go to your backup and the backup to your backup, how far will that team drop off? Will it be as good or not? That's what I'm thinking about as I make these predictions. So let's go ahead and move forward. The first game, Seattle at Atlanta. Seattle is a 2-point favorite. The over-under, as shown, is 48.5. I have Atlanta to win 27-24. The New York Jets are next up against the Bills. They're on the road. Buffalo is favored by 6.5 points. The over-under, 39.5. They're saying it's going to be a low-scoring game. I think it will be a low-scoring game as well. But that being said, 24-13. Buffalo wins this game. Should be easy. I think a cheapo touchdown by the Jets. I like Chris Herndon in this game too. Chris Herndon, the tight end. Chicago at Detroit. Detroit, 3-point favorite. This is a weird game to me. Looking at the depth chart, I don't see it. Galladay actually is kind of dinged up too, so we'll see how it works out. Trubisky, why is he the starting quarterback? I'm not a Bears fan. I got a couple friends that are big Bears fans, but when you sign Nick Foles, which is almost funny because the Jags just did that last year. But anyways, when you bring Nick Foles over and spend a ton of money on a guy, and then you say, yeah, you sit down and Trubisky's going to be the starter, that just says something weird. But I still think Chicago wins this game 23-21. Look for Allen Robinson, a lot of Allen Robinson as Trubisky's trying to keep his job and stay there in Chicago. Next game, Green Bay at Minnesota. Minnesota right now is favored at 2.5 points with a 45.5 point over underscore. I have Green Bay and Matt LaFleur. I really love the dude. I wish he was our OC still. But I have Matt LaFleur doing some big things. Again, as you saw the season 2, episode 1, I predicted the Green Bay Packers to win the NFC and get to the Super Bowl to lose to us. But anyways, Green Bay wins this game 34-27. Next up, Miami at New England. New England, 6.5 point favorites. The over-under is 42.5. I'm not sold on New England. I think that Cam Newton coming in there and just supposed to just pick up the offense and start rolling, whatever, is not going to be that smooth. I have a feeling that we got a little bit of shock and awe happening here. Miami, a little Fitz magic sprinkling in the air, wins this 27-23 as a new era in New England starts, and it's a downhill. Hi, Cody. Anyways, Philadelphia at Washington football team. Philadelphia, 6-point favorites, 42.5 point over under. I like Washington, 22-20. I think the sophomore quarterback comes out and does something, and look out for that running back as well, Antonio Gibson. I think he does something in week 1. Next up, Las Vegas Raiders. It's hard to say. I gotta spit out Oakland Raiders. No, not Oakland. They're not there anymore. Las Vegas Raiders are on the road against Carolina. The Raiders are favored by 3 points with an over-under of 47.5. Carolina wins this game, though, 26-23, with Teddy running the show. Next up, Indianapolis at Jacksonville. Indianapolis favored by 7, over-under 44.5. So last year, you had the Dolphins and the Bengals were horrible. And early, the Dolphins were really, really bad. And I felt that they were trying to, tank for Tua. I don't know who they're tanking for, but the Jacksonville Jaguars just gave away their entire team to anyone that would take them. That being said, I think that this score will reflect, and a lot of their games will reflect throughout the year. But right now, for this week, Indianapolis beats the brakes off these guys 27-10. Cleveland at Baltimore. Baltimore, MVP quarterback, 7.5 point favorites. They're supposed to be 47.5 point over under. I have Baltimore to win 23-20. This might actually be a higher score than that, but I think it's going to be a close game. Look for Baker Mayfield to kind of turn his season around starting this week. All right, so Los Angeles Chargers against Cincinnati. They're on the road. The Chargers are favored by 3 points, 42.5 point over under. The Chargers win this game 24-13. I like Tyrod Taylor. I got a feeling he's going to do something because they drafted a quarterback. He's just always had somebody that he had to compete with the entire time he's been in the league. Just look for him to do something special as well. But Chargers 24-13. Tampa Bay Bucks, man, the Succaneers, I can't stand hearing all this offseason talk. I think they're going to fall flat on their face. That's a whole nother conversation for another day. The Bucks go against the New Orleans Aints, and the Aints are favored 3.5 points, 49.5 over under. I think this is going to be a blowout. The Aints win 34-17, and Tom Brady starts to retire. Arizona at the 49ers. San Francisco is favored by 7 points, 47.5 over under. I have the 49ers winning this game 21-17. I can't wait to see Kyler Murray, they'll play. Do this real quick. Dallas at the LA Rams. This is a depth chart game for me. This was really simple. Dallas is built all the way down the line. They got a squad, especially the O-line and running game, but I like the new ad of CD Lamb. We'll see how he works out as a rookie this year. Dallas is favored by 3 points. 51.5 over under. It's a lot of points to be made. I think that will get covered. Dallas wins this game 34-24 in a little bit of a shootout. Pittsburgh at the New York Jets. Sophomore quarterback Daniel Jones. I like him, but not in this game. Pittsburgh -5, showing as the favorite. 47.5 over under. I have Pittsburgh winning this game 24-20. All right, so on to primetime football. Monday Night Football game. Tennessee Titans on the road at Mile High playing the Denver Broncos. And once again, as usual, Las Vegas doesn't like us and puts us as a 1 point favorite. 1 point favorite. That's it. The over-under is 40.5. I think, it doesn't matter what I think. Look at what these fools posted. Anyways, I think the Tennessee Titans win 23-13. We might end up scoring even more points of that, but I'm trying to be nice here. 23-13, and I think that 7 points that the Broncos have that I gave is a late time score that means absolutely nothing to make it look closer than it actually was. I think this is a blowout, you guys. Blowout. All right, so now that all the predictions are complete, it's time for CD's bold prediction. This bold prediction is simple. This was probably the easiest one I've had in a long time. I believe that the Chiefs' rookie running back, Clyde Edwards-Helaire, has started a trend with rookies, right? Jump into the league, and just start going. We have a couple rookies, a rookie running back as well, but he's not the bold prediction. The bold prediction is actually Christian Fulton. Christian Fulton has an interception, his first career interception this year, and wins the Rookie of the Week. You heard it here first. Well, I hope you enjoyed this episode, and if you did, go ahead and like that button, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you again tomorrow. Actually, hit that bell too, you can get notified whenever I upload the next episode. But until then, I got one question for you. Why tighten up tomorrow when you can tighten up today?